Happy Friday. This is the Castle Connection. I'm Jared Claiborne, joined by Mr. Matt Sheehan, and directing us today is student the Sheree Cuffey. Awesome job, as always, Sheree, behind the scenes. Mr. Sheehan, thanks for joining me. How you doing?
Doing well. Been a while, and it seems that every time I'm on here, we got some updates to talk about. So we'll get to my updates in a minute.
We'll get to your updates. We're going to talk about the mask, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to it, I just want to take care of one business item. So the bathrooms and the bathroom doors have been open. That's been a point of contention, of course. We have gone through many modifications with our bathroom procedures during the pandemic, one of which was opening to a bathroom that was larger to allow more students to access it so that they are back into the classroom. However, unfortunately, a few students sometimes ruin it for it all, and as a safety precaution, we've opened the doors. That's kind of a probationary period that we are monitoring as an administration, and we want to get those doors back closed. But it is a shared responsibility for all of us to make sure that we are holding each other accountable, keeping that space safe. We are using the bathroom for the bathroom, and then we are returning back to class. So we hope that ends very shortly. If you have any questions, you may reach out to me, and I've spoken to many of the students individually, and I thank you for your cooperation for that. A couple big things going on this weekend. It is the regional finals in wrestling, so we have 4 wrestlers going on for that this weekend. The state track for winter track, they're meeting this weekend as well, and we want to wish our athletes well with that. The jazz band is going into their, I think, 3rd or 4th week in competition. They travel to Overbrook, and Daniel Garan will have the solo tonight, so good luck to him with that. The pep rally yesterday, or I'm sorry, the assembly yesterday was our Black History Month assembly. It was annual assembly. Phenomenal job. We're going to send out the link for that. I want you to know that this assembly is student-led, student-created, student-designed under the support and supervision of Mr. Justin Barringer, who helps meet with most of those students during his African American Studies class. But it's not limited to just those students. But they did a phenomenal job of creating a program that was special for our students, highlights our students. It addresses topics for our students. If you have any questions about those things, because there are some challenging topics that are brought up, you're welcome to reach out to us, and we'll have a conversation with you regarding that. Monday is the playoffs begin for our winter sports, specifically basketball. So the girls will travel to West Deptford. The boys are hosting, and they will host throughout. So Monday we're going to have a pep rally. It'll be a pep rally bell schedule, and we're calling for a whiteout, or that is the super fans are calling for a whiteout. Defend the castle. So on Monday during the school day, all students and staff, it'll be a dress down day. Wear your Sterling gear, wear your white, wear your silver, wear your blue, but it'll be a whiteout for that game on Monday. I hope to see you there. And of course, TV 19 will be there covering that action. Okay, Mr. Sheehan, our big message today is we do have updates from the Department of Education. We have the governor's update. We know that they're lifting masks, but it's been pushed to the schools. How are the schools then going to determine what's best for Sterling High School? So give us some thoughts there.
All right, so thank you. So on February 7th, Governor Murphy expressed that he's going to lift the mask mandate effective March 7th, which is now a little over a week away. And with that, local districts have to make the determination on how they're going to apply that to their schools. So Sterling High School has spoken with the sending school superintendents. We're working with the superintendents from throughout Camden County. And while the numbers are good here, our numbers have improved and are projected to continue to improve, we're going to make masks an option. So it's not mandated anymore, it's an option. Students who wish to wear a mask and staff who wish to wear a mask are welcome to do so. But while the numbers are good and while our community health is good, it's an option. Masks no longer have to be worn by students, by visitors to the school, guests to the school, whatever it may be, athletic events, spring musical, board meetings. Masks are no longer mandated. So that's a great thing as we move hopefully towards the end of the pandemic or endemic here. But please note that there are some things that we still have to take pretty seriously. Students and staff must still report to the pandemic response team if they have symptoms. People exhibiting symptoms in school, say they're at the nurse's office, we're going to ask that they put a mask on, and we still have to apply the quarantine for anybody who's positive or is close contact. Now with that, there's an option to come back after day 5, but if you want to return days 6 through 10, you have to have a mask on. If that's something you cannot do, it can be a 10-day quarantine, or I think they added a new option at 8 days with a negative test. So there's a lot of numbers going around. We hope that there's continued health around this pandemic, and that we can, have the mask or not, after March 7th.
Okay, so again, just clarifying, that is effective March 7th. The mask will be optional. Again, it is a local decision, each district, but as you heard from Mr. Sheehan, that we've done that in coordination with our sending districts and Camden County. So March 7th is optional. So I want to encourage you, listen, if you still need to wear it, we're going to support you because that's what you desire to do, because you feel the most comfortable and safe. We'll support you for anybody that needs to wear it. And then, as Mr. Sheehan said, if you are coming back to school after being positive days 6 through 10, you have to wear it. And then one other little wrinkle there, if you end up having a symptomatic in school, then we're going to ask you to put that on immediately. And if you have to leave for testing, we'll get you out of the building ASAP, just as part of the normal procedure. So there will be times where people will still wear masks.
Somebody's sick in school, we have to put a mask on them until they can get out of school. But if there's an uptick in the numbers, right now, our region and our state, we're in moderate. Our numbers are moderate. If there's a rise, or if we have an outbreak at school, we would have to pivot back to mask wearing to protect our students and our staff. It's something we hope not to do, but we do reserve that right to make the decision for the best interest of our students and staff.
Okay, very good. So a couple other things as we progress through this, we want to do it slowly. So beginning next week, March 4th, that's when the health mini changes over from health back to PE. We are going to begin utilizing the PE locker rooms and changing for PE starting next Friday, March 4th. But regarding the cafeteria, we're going to take a slower approach before we bring students all back into the cafeteria. So we will still, moving forward, maintain the 2 cafeteria locations of the cafeteria and the gym, so that we don't suddenly just take off the mask and then put everybody together for that. So that'll be a gradual approach, and we'll update you when we look to move back into just a single cafeteria. So good things, right?
Good things, and it means we're healthy,
It's a win, we're healthy. So again, that is effective on March 7th, and we want to support those that still feel the need that they want to wear their masks. Any other updates with that?
Yeah, well, first off, I just want to thank the students, the staff, their parents for really working through. This has been a tremendously difficult time. I hope you can understand where we have come from in terms of making our decisions, working with our local government on guidance, our pandemic response team. The discussions we had aren't easy discussions, but ultimately, if you're doing what's best for kids, we feel that we were always in the right in the directions that we chose to make. And moving forward, we're looking to look for continued participation and cooperation with our school community. So again, I can't stress enough, still report pandemic response. We still have cases coming in, but it's just not as widespread as in the past. And I think that's a combination of coordination, cooperation, vaccination, good mask wearing. Our efforts got us to this point, and I think that's what the governor recognized in dropping the mask mandate. If I can just touch on a few other things.
Yep.
I'd really like to thank the community, especially those who participated in our surveys for the strategic planning, and the 50-plus members of the community who participated in our strategic planning committee. We've had 2 meetings. We have a 3rd meeting scheduled in late March. And I think the meetings have been very productive. It's going to give this school, this district, this administration some guidance on how we want to move forward for the next 3 years. What are some goals that we have? How do we go about achieving those goals? So your feedback has been tremendous. And then finally, we had a Hall of Fame committee meeting. We haven't done a Hall of Fame induction in about 4 years. And we had some great nominees. We selected 10 individuals and 2 teams. That information will be coming out shortly. I know Mr. Mandel will be putting some things out on social media. We'll be contacting the new inductees, and there'll be a ceremony in the fall of 22 for our Hall of Fame class of 22 induction.
Thank you, Mr. Sheehan. Thanks for your leadership with that strategic planning process. It's been awesome to see different members of the community and our students as well participate in that. Okay, that's all that we have for today. We're looking forward for a great weekend, and don't forget that Monday we are whiteout as we approach the playoffs. So happy weekend, happy Friday. Go Knights.